A long, long time ago, in galaxies far, far away, there was one planet, Earth, which was enjoying a relatively peaceful and stable existence. For 10,000 years, Earth's systems remained so stable that enabled a unique species, humans, to thrive and spread over the entire globe. This is known in the universe as the Holocene period.
The Anthropocene is distinguished as a new period of around 300 years, either after or within the Holocene, and defines Earth's most recent geologic time period as being human-influenced, based on overwhelming global evidence that atmospheric, geologic, hydrologic, biospheric and other Earth system processes are now being altered by humans. There is a crisis looming which could undo the stability of the past. Failure to recognise the warning signs could result in a catastrophic and irreversible effect on the Earth, which could have significant repercussions for human existence.
The Earth systems have been divided into 9 categories with a threshold attached to each. It is these thresholds that, when crossed, may be irreversible, of which there can be no turning back. 2 of these boundaries have already been crossed: genetic diversity in biosphere integrity and nitrogen levels in the biochemical flows. Here, in the beautiful city of Perth in Western Australia, the Swan Canning River Park, the land, waterways and public foreshore reserves surrounding them is a focal feature of Perth's landscape. It is prized for its natural beauty, its recreational opportunities and its cultural and social importance. However, vast tracts of the riverbank's catchment area have been cleared for agriculture and development, allowing sediment, nutrients and other contaminants to enter the waterway. Many low-lying areas surrounding the river park were historically used for waste landfill, resulting in contamination. Wetlands and creeks were filled, channeled and piped. The river mouth was widened and deepened, creating a change from a primarily fresh river system to an estuarine system. Weeds and feral animals, especially introduced fish, displaced native species and threatened biodiversity. As phosphorus and nitrogen are used to fertilise household lawns, vineyards and other agricultural activities, nutrients are carried by water over land through erosion and runoff, through soil by leaching to groundwater, through smaller creeks and streams, and through street drains, which are connected to the river. When there are too many nutrients in the river system, algae feed on these and grow in such large quantities that they deplete the oxygen in the water. The result is that the Swan and Canning river systems and many wetlands are now in a poor state of health, judging by the undesirable and sometimes toxic algal blooms that occur regularly during warmer months. When algal blooms occur, it kills aquatic fauna such as fish, can be toxic to humans and animals, is unsightly and foul-smelling, and prevents recreational use of the river. The current nutrient load in the Swan Canning is 251 tonnes of nitrogen and 26 tonnes of phosphorus per year. We need to reduce the nitrogen load by nearly 50% to achieve acceptable river health. Another planetary boundary that has already been crossed is biodiversity loss. Australia has experienced the largest documented decline in biodiversity of any continent over the past 200 years. More than 50 species of Australian animals and 48 plant species have been listed as extinct. Australia's rate of species decline continues to be among the world's highest and is the highest in the OECD. The Swan Canning ecosystem is home to a vast array of wildlife, including dolphins, fish, crabs, and bird life. However, species have been dwindling and, in fact, disappearing due to the algal blooms and human interference. Fish die en masse when there are algal blooms, and there are many species such as the western shrimp that has all but disappeared from the Swan waterways, and with it, the historically popular pastime of drag netting for prawns.
Prawn restocking began in 2013, using fishing licence fees to fund the project. From May 2013, 4 million juvenile prawns have been put into the Swan and Canning rivers in a bid to restock the species. There have also been initiatives to reduce the nutrients from entering the river system through a coordinated effort of educating farmers on fertiliser use and replanting along the river banks and estuaries to filter out the nutrients. In addition, there is a team of dedicated professionals who are visiting schools and instructing teachers about the planetary boundaries concept. This knowledge will then be passed on to students they teach, allowing this vital information to transform young minds.
In and around your home, you can dispose of all the rubbish, paints, oils and chemicals properly so they do not end up in our waterways. Compost or throw away the dog poo in the bin. Decaying dog poo adds large amounts of excess nutrients to our waterways. Keep your on-site drains and soak wells clean. Remember, rain only down the drain, no garden wastes. This includes garden plants, clippings and aquarium plants which could become invasive weeds in our rivers. Wash your car on the lawn rather than the driveway or road, and always use phosphorus-free detergent. Minimise use of dangerous chemicals and use environmentally friendly cleaners.
Only just last November, parties to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change reached a historic agreement. The Paris Agreement requires all parties to put forward their best efforts by nationally determined contributions and to enhance these efforts in the years ahead.
Now that you're aware of these problems, it is up to all of us to keep the Earth in its current Holocene state. By passing the message along to others, future generations can enjoy the majesty of the Earth.